Welcome to This Explainer. Okay, today our goal is pretty ambitious. We are going to capture the absolute essentials of a truly transformative book in 8 minutes or less. We're diving right into Elizabeth Kuhnke's comprehensive guide on communicating with clarity, courage, and commitment. Because whether you're, leading a tense boardroom meeting or just trying to navigate a really tricky conversation at home, mastering your communication skills is literally the ultimate game changer. So let's just dive right in. We're going to start with this wonderfully dizzying quote from U.S. diplomat Robert McCloskey. "I know that you believe you understand what you think I said, but I'm not sure you realize that what you heard is not what I meant." I mean, wow. It's a total tongue twister, right? But it perfectly illustrates just how incredibly difficult and confusing talking to other human beings can actually be. We always think we're being perfectly clear, but the message that actually gets received? Often a complete mystery. So, to fix these everyday misunderstandings, here's our agenda. We're going to cover the foundation of communication, the power of active listening, building unbreakable rapport, navigating sticky situations, and finally, the platinum rule.
Section 1. The foundation of communication.
You see, the foundation actually starts long before you ever even open your mouth. It begins with developing an intense awareness of how different people process information. Ask yourself right now, which side of this line do you fall on? Are you an extrovert who just thinks out loud, takes the stage, and sort of forms your ideas as you speak? Or are you more of an introvert who really needs time to process silently before speaking up with absolute certainty? Listen, neither one is wrong. But if an extrovert doesn't give an introvert time to think, or if an introvert gets super frustrated by an extrovert brainstorming out loud, well, communication just completely breaks down. That awareness is step 1. Once you've identified your own style and the style of the person you're talking to, you have to mentally prepare yourself. You absolutely have to know your desired outcome before you ever start speaking. Put your eyes and ears to work to really read the room. You can't just run an autopilot here. You need a clear, defined intention. Section 2, power of active listening. The absolute core of great communication isn't actually speaking at all. It's listening with the sole dedicated intention of total understanding. So how do we actually do that? The source material breaks it down into 3 crucial steps. First, you've got to lower your barriers. Second, you have to let go of judgment. You literally have to turn off your own opinions and prejudices so they don't block your reception. It's tough, but it's essential. And third, paraphrase for clarity. Basically, repeat what you just heard back to the person to verify you actually understood their meaning, and not just the words they said. And this brings us to a brilliantly simple core philosophy from Kuhnke's work. Energy follows thought. I really want you to remember this phrase. Whatever you focus your mental energy on achieving in a conversation is exactly what you are going to achieve. If your thought is simply, "I want to be right," well, your energy is going to be combative. But if your thought is, "I want to understand," your energy will naturally foster a deep, open connection. Section 3, building unbreakable rapport. Okay, so once you're listening properly and your energy is in the right place, you can begin establishing rapport. Rapport is kind of this magic ingredient that makes the other person feel truly heard, acknowledged, and valued. When you have it, communication flows effortlessly. But it isn't always easy to get. Just think about how quickly differences and tribalism, like fans of rival sports teams, can create these massive physical and conversational walls between people. Whenever we hyper-focus on differences, we naturally put our guard up and we just stop listening. To break down those walls, we absolutely have to recognize and avoid these relationship-killing behaviors: arrogance, criticism, dishonesty, inconsistency, and indifference. Do a quick mental check right now to see if you're ever guilty of any of these, even by accident. Indifference, for example, is brutal. It signals to the other person that they simply do not matter to you. It is the ultimate rapport destroyer. So instead of putting up those walls, you should actively try to match and mirror. Really observe the other person's energy. Are they mellow and laid back? Are they supercharged and animated? Physically reflect their posture and energy back to them. Now, this isn't about mimicking them like a parrot. It's about building an immediate subconscious connection that signals, hey, we're on the same page here. Section 4, navigating sticky situations. Because here is the reality. Even with perfect rapport and active listening, conflict still happens. It's just human nature. When pure logic completely fails and a negotiation hits a massive brick wall, what do? How can appealing to basic human emotions actually solve a stalemate? We so often think of emotions as the things that cause conflicts in the first place, but when they're used with genuine empathy, they're actually the key to unlocking them. Consider this incredible historical example from the text regarding the high-stakes Camp David negotiations. You had Israeli Prime Minister Menachem Begin and Egyptian President Anwar Sadat. They hit an absolute stalemate over the dismantling of Israeli settlements. Begin firmly withdrew from talks, logic had entirely failed, and the whole peace process was on the verge of totally derailing. Then, President Jimmy Carter did something completely unexpected. Before Begin left, Carter took the time to sign 8 personal photographs, one for each of Begin's grandchildren, with a personalized message for every single one of them, and he just handed them to Begin. It was this simple, quiet act of profound empathy that entirely bypassed the political logic and spoke directly to Begin's humanity. Begin was so moved by this emotional connection that he actually re-entered negotiations, eventually leading to a compromise. Empathy literally broke the bitter tension. That historical moment perfectly illustrates the ultimate, game-changing takeaway of this whole explainer. Section 5. The Platinum Rule. So here is the absolute crucial point. We all grew up learning the golden rule, right? Treat others the way you want to be treated. But the massive aha moment from this guide is the Platinum Rule. Treat people the way they want to be treated. It requires you to shift your focus entirely away from yourself. You have to use your active listening and your empathy to adapt completely to the preferences, the styles, and the needs of the actual person you are speaking with. It's a really powerful shift in perspective. So take a moment today to reflect on your own habits. Are you an extrovert imposing your style on an introvert? Are you genuinely listening to understand? Or are you just waiting for your turn to speak? Are you following the golden rule or the platinum rule? If you enjoyed this, subscribe to Min in 8 Minutes and never miss what matters.